again, I'm very critical that you can universalize mid-range grappling across all the spectrums. I have posited before you that you need to have spinal displacement in order to make mid-range grappling viable. It is a range you want to know. It is a tactical spectrum you want to know because it's the only one that deals with weapons which are present in real life, okay? So, we're going to do some discovery learning, okay? And pull out some of the things, some of the assumptions of modern Aikido. And modern Aikido assumes that you can universalize mid-range grappling tactics to the point that they don't even call it that. They just call it a martial art, it's just Aikido, okay? They don't understand it's a specific spectrum. And pull out the point that these spectrums are not interchangeable. Tactics that work for mid-range striking do not work for close-range grappling. They're just not substitutable, that's why it's impossible to universalize one spectrum, okay? So in this exercise, the guy's coming in, and we get a position here very similar to Kokunage. You see, when you're here like this, it's not all that unsimilar. Sometimes when he's doing Ryote Dori, we go and we're exactly in those bicep ties, okay? And the first thing to realize is if the guy is spinally displacing me, so we know what that means already, his spine is going to replace my spine in this vertical plane. So here he comes in, and then he passed it, okay? He achieves that. So he does that same thing, and yes, it works, okay? What modern Aikido could do is they will do that even when he's not spinally displacing, which is why in a lot of dojo, the guy grabs and stays still. Don't come in at all. He just grabs your wrist, you see, and then you do the technique, okay? It could be katadori, and again, he just grabs there, and then you do the technique. Okay? I say that's all bullshit, that doesn't work, that doesn't happen in real life. Okay? So, in this technique, the guy's not coming in to spinally displace. If he did, you'd just do that. The guy's kind of creeping in. Okay? Just like a close-range grappler will want to do, okay? And of course, we can move out of the way and box the hell out of his face. You see, you're gonna do some strikes, okay? Yeah, that would be ideal, okay? Just like the Korean boxer did against the Korean judoka in that one video analysis in the Good Tai Chi video, okay? But there are times too where maybe we're in mid-range striking, we're getting something going, or whatever, doesn't matter. Okay? We're here, and now I'm here again. You see, you can't end up in this starting point, which is not going to be this starting point. Okay? So we were striking, right? Boom, and we're here. If from here I started driving and did spinal displacement, what would you do?
No.
Yeah, sure, and I'm off. But if we ended up there and I'm not driving and he tries it, you're now violating the art's principles. You're contesting your yang-yang clashes, okay? So, we're going to do a discovery learning. Two things. The uke is going to come for a shoulder grab, Ryote Dori, which you guys are used to. They're going to displace my spine. And you're going to do Kokunage. Okay, that's the first, discover that. In the next one, I'll be the uke. The uke is creeping in. And you try to do Kokunage. And you're gonna find now that doesn't work, okay? All right, try it. Do 2 reps of each, so 1 more rep of that. What are your observations on that?
It's exhausting to try to...
Yes, because you're in yang clashing all the time. You're trying to force something that does not fit, and that's not the art. It's got to fit, which means it has to be in the right mind, in the right place, time, okay? So we're just contesting. It's exhausting, okay? And did it work? It doesn't ever work, okay? It doesn't work. And this is what leads to the Rokus effect, right? You're like, oh, my shit don't work. You're doing it in the wrong place or time. You have not trained enough to understand what's actually going on, okay? All right, so I've posted several videos of people that are universalizing the tactical spectrums and demonstrating the problems it leads to. So there's the last one posted today of the peace officers being attacked. The guy tried to stay in mid-range grappling and the gun got drawn on him. There's the one where the girl is staying in mid-range striking. I'm sorry, mid-range striking. The girl's also staying in mid-range striking with no spinal displacement. And the other girl is able to draw the knife and bring it into the fight. Then, which we'll demonstrate here, there was the 2 guys fighting Valley 2 though, and the grappler is attempting to grapple without spinal displacement, no yin yielding or anything like that, and the guy is using mid-range striking. So if we look at it, where he is now the person who moved into that mid-range, close-range grappling here. You got the idea? Okay, before in the last drill, go ahead, I'm kind of here, okay? But he's kind of there. And I'm not going to do my thing. I'm not going to go back here, but the groin is open. You see, the striking is open. Boom. Because in essence, he's not occupying my base in any way, and he moved into striking range, and you just get to pummel the hell out of him, and that's what we saw in the Valley 2 match, okay? So, there's so many openings in there because we're in what in essence is, we're in this bicep tie. There's no initiative that's been decided. We're still fighting over that, you see? And so the guy who can get rid of his box is going to be the one who wins here. When he's coming through and I yield, I have the initiative at that point, okay? Because his balance is compromised. In this last discovery learning where we're here and I'm trying to throw him without any spinal displacement, I don't have initiative. That's what you're trying to get stupidly, okay? And it doesn't work. He can keep regaining his balance and things like that, okay? So going on into this exercise, when he's coming in, so let's say we're fighting and he finds that bicep tie and that I'm yielding on that bicep tie, you see that? But we're striking, okay, there's that yield, but I am not going to be able to throw him. You see that? I'm not going to be able to. But that initial yield, when he comes in, that starts me not losing initiative, okay? So that is what I'm doing here in the yield, boom, and then I take advantage of it and move his body again, okay? By taking his balance, you take the initiative, okay? So we'll do it more like the drill was. He's coming in, and I'm soft there. If he's driving really hard, I would throw him. but he's kind of there, just there. But feel the difference? What do you feel?
The second one, I'm allowed in.
That's a good one. Okay, what do you guys see? I'm not holding them out. Okay, so I'm still yin yielding and I'm still spiral rotating the fight. Okay, anything else? What phrases would you use for that?
Not stopped.
Yeah, I'm not stopping him.
You're also not stopping yourself.
I'm not stopping myself. I'm moving into where's the yin space. Even though there's no spinal displacement, there's still yin space. Okay? So that's the first thing. He comes in, I move here. And then I keep that going. Boom. And I'm moving this around. He's not going to go flying. Got it? But he's not standing upright either, where he can readily strike me with mid-range grappling. So it's just very smooth. Boom. Boom. That's all I'm doing. Again. Boom. Boom. And again, he's not going flying because there's no way I could throw him from there, okay? So I'm going to try my hardest to throw you. Keep your base, okay? And that's exactly what happens, okay? What's the modern Aikido can do? You're going to fake it. They feel this and they go flying. And it doesn't happen because there was no spinal displacement. It's not going to happen, okay? So let's try this discovery. Yield and move him around. This is exactly what I want, okay? This foot is close to me, okay? All right, try it. All right, so the two discovery, stand up. The two discovery learning is you're going to try to throw them. Keep your balance because you should be able to. Just move your base back over under your line of gravity, okay? But they need to also end up with your foot near their foot, okay? Go. Try to throw them. You need his foot near your lead foot. Anyone get a throw yet? No. Okay. Okay, right? No throws possible. Takeaway here, going back to what is mid-range grappling and why does the spinal displacement give it? It is because it actually functions not through their mass as much as it does through gravity and the lateral inertia. That is what you're manipulating in mid-range grappling, gravity and inertia. In close-range grappling, you're manipulating their anatomical positioning, their body, okay? Yes, gravity's there, but there's no inertia really there, okay? In terms of it going past your momentum, it's not there, okay? Let's look at our control points then. So when we got him to here, okay? And we want to look at what he can do, okay? So try to re-seek height. Okay? This is from the collar tie. The collar tie won't let him re-seek height. Okay? So if I allow him to regain his height, now I'm strikeable. kneeable, kickable, all that kind of stuff. But now, when I'm controlling his height and he tries to stand up, the head hard, it affects his balance. And again, people go, oh, I don't want to affect my balance, okay? So they will leave their head where you got my head, but I'm still, right now I'm good, okay? Let's look at this hand is, I don't know, come for a leg grab or something, go. And you can see that it's working, okay? Same, let's try this hand comes, this leg comes for the leg, this hand comes from the leg grab. All right, show it please. That, okay? So he goes to do that. And the collar tie will control the rotational movement, okay? Again, let's look if he wants to, we'll go this way. He wants to drive forward, the bicep tie and the elbow plus my head is controlling his drive forward. So he's in a pickle. Fuck. And you'll feel that, okay? If he doesn't feel it, it's easy peasy, he doesn't know what's going on, okay? All right, that is there. Now, let's look at what that initial spiral rotation does. Look at his stance. It's very much, stay there please. And come up with posture. Put your hands up. His weight distribution, everything is very much like a neutral bow, okay? He can fight from there. But when we move him in that spiral, things got a little weird, okay? So you can see that his line of gravity is back here. I'll just demonstrate it right there. Okay? And he feels that. So he has two options. Step this leg where he needs to get his balance. Okay? But try it again. The bicep tie is holding. Okay? So when we're here, I'm letting him. I could hold that leg down there, do you see? And he can't lift it. But I'm going to, as I said in the first video, I'm going to keep a lot of pressure here so he doesn't step with that foot. And instead, he takes width out here that way. And now he's got good balance again. Okay? So, as you're moving him, boom, you want him where that shikaku is right there. Okay? But you have to be strong on the bicep tie, strong on the forearm, and just like in all kinds of newaza, make him think that's the angle you want, okay? All right, well, let's try that. We're gonna go back one, and we went too far, so we're gonna go back one for sure. When I did the kokyunage on the spinal displacement, there is your projection. It's still going through the ground. The yang aspect is being internalized, okay? Why he goes flying is because I'm being aided by that gravity and that inertia, okay? That's what I'm working with. On this one, those things are missing, but I still move you exactly the same way, okay? So when he's coming in, I still yield. I come up, and from these two contact points, I'm going to move his center. You just won't see the topsy-turvy effect because those additional forces are missing. My head is doing it. The bicep is doing it. The hook on his head is doing it. And my footwork is doing it. So everything gets moved. That same. That same exact way, okay? I'm not here, whoa, like this kind of stuff. He'll never get off balance. You have to threaten him with the seizure and with that line of gravity getting moved, okay? And the way to do that is this way, okay? It's quite violent in terms of boom, it just happens, but it's not my muscle, it's just the ground doing everything, okay? So we'll do that for a little bit. Now we have to do some more releasing, or I can't close, okay? So just like when he was going to push on the bicep, I don't stop him. I release and I find that space where I can move. I'm going to do the same thing once I move him, how to get my foot there. Okay? So all those things that are holding him in place, I leave them and I just relax. It's extremely easy. If I'm tense, I'll move him and I can't get there. He's staying ahead of me. So boom, boom, and there it is. Okay? The difficult part here, and why it's chosen, is you probably are having to overflex on the kokyu, and now you got a long way to shut it off, okay? So, but that's what you're doing. You're like here, kokyu, and then off and move, released into the yin space. You can do it easy peasy, okay? Try it. All right, so now we know how and why we got there, okay? And now let's do a micro drill for you guys, okay? So we're just here. And notice my base, okay? I'm not in this kind of stuff, okay? I'm standing where my weight is on the balls of my feet, okay? I don't need a bracing angle. I don't need a bracing angle for 2 reasons. Can you give me those 2 reasons, you guys?
One, you're grounding.
I'm grounding, right? So he pushes, we're not going anywhere. And the second reason?
His line of gravity is already.
No.
You need to keep your base mobile.
Yeah, but what's the reason why I don't need a bracing angle? That's different from what's the advantage not having a bracing angle gives me. You're on the right track.
He's already checked.
What?
He's already checked.
Nope. So let's say he can override my ability to ground. Go ahead. And I'll do it again. That's your yin yogi, okay? So don't adopt a bracing angle. Adopt a ground path, okay? Stay mobile. Okay? If shit hits the fan, you can always do it again, okay? All right, so for all those reasons, just stand where this foot can be alive. Can't be alive like this. I pick it up, I'm gonna lose my balance, okay? It's very much alive. And we're gonna do this drill slow. There's no hands anymore. And he's gonna pick up his foot, and I just move it over. He picks up his foot, I move it over. Okay? All right, let's try that. Stay on it. Don't just swing it and like a kick.
Still you? Yep.
Don't kick it. No? Don't kick it. Extend your leg. Don't flex your feet. There's no tension necessary. That's it. So what the question? We got a question. What do I mean by don't kick it? So he goes, and I'm like trying to do that, or maybe I stick with it at the beginning, and then I'm like kicking it. We're not doing that. We're trying to control it through his efforts of trying to regain his balance as he's losing it. Okay. So if he goes and I kick it, he has control of it. Okay. So don't do that. Now go back. Rewind the question, why am I kicking it? I don't have balance, I can't ground that resistance, and I'm trying to get rid of it, okay? Do you understand that? That's why you're kicking it, okay? Instead of you're just here, and you can hang out here, okay? That's what we want to do, because the more I can do that in this progression, the more I can keep that going where I need to feed this, which we already know cannot throw on its own. We tried that already. Remember that? Right. Now your Federite, you can. They're so used to that, they just go flying. Okay? But we already showed in Discovery Learning they're not going to go flying from there. Okay? But when he goes up and I have that leg, there's nothing he can do. Okay? So I'm going to take away a very important control point because I can use it, but I don't want you to be reliant on it. I want you to understand this part because that's the technique. Okay? And we already know no matter how hard I do this, he's not going to fall. But he can tell you how light that hand is once he goes up. Barely anything, okay? All right, so we're going to try this progression now. There you go. Try to lighten your neck hand even more. Were you on the bottom of his foot? Yeah, that's not going to work. He's going to be able to put it down. And you're a little late, right? You're late. You're late, Sean.
Hi.
You got a little more to do. Hi. All right. So a couple of them, you guys got a little bit, but I know from fight experience, he'd get that foot back down. Okay. So we're gonna do another discovery learning. Okay. So as he goes to lift the foot, I want him to try to get the foot down. Okay. I'm late. Late. Try your best.
All right.
Didn't go enough. Okay? Okay? So that's our drill now. Okay, try it.
Hi.
Again, how light? It's very light. Okay? Try it again. Yes. Good. Good. If you do got to use the head. So the first one you didn't use the head, and then you were a little shy on the head. Okay. The head and the foot have to be in a relationship, the back outward Kazushi relationship. Okay. But if you're in that relationship, doesn't take strength on the foot, does not take strength on the head. You break the relationship, you're going to have to out yang one, and then they're going to get off because you're going to lose the adhesion. Okay. Go. That's it. Be calm. Don't lose the head. You're early crouching. You got to pull that head. You got to pull the head. The head must be taken into the back outward, not just around. The head. Okay, and so at this point in the drill, I'm here. I'm not here. So I just want you to feel the head being taken into this. Okay? So I'm doing this. Do you guys see that? I'm not doing this. The adhesion, stay still. The adhesion right here. The adhesion right here. The adhesion right here. Okay? So, all that I'm using. You go ahead and pick up your foot. Don't go slow so you don't buckle. Okay? Watch how much she turns, Chris, because she's not turning on you at all. Come here, because you're the one not doing this, okay? Okay, she goes. And you're gonna pick up your foot. I'll go slow. If you pick it up, you can pick it up slowly. Then I move slowly, and then you fall slowly. Okay? Got it? But you will try to pick it up and put it back down. Go. Got it? Good. And I would slow down if I were you. Yes. Okay? So that's all you're doing. You go. And you try to put it back down. You didn't try to put it back down. Go. Yes. Put it down. Get it down. Good. 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 Okay? Try it again. There you go. You have to wait. You have to wait. Yes. Good. Feel the calmness in your body, right, Sean? Okay? That's what's allowing it to work. So when you feel him escaping, you forget the head. Okay? And it's his resistance that's keeping it stuck. The more he resists, the more they stick. Okay? So you want them to resist. That's why I kept telling Baljing, pick your foot up, put it down. Pick your foot up, put it down. Do you see? You got that? Okay, so try it again. You want them to try to put it down. You have to wait. Very nice. Ooh. Okay, wait. Almost. Now.